You're listening to the Passion for Purpose podcast, and I'm Dr. Darryl L. Jones, your host. Here at Passion for Purpose, our focus is to inspire, motivate, engage, and encourage believers in their purpose and walk with God. The book of Philippians, the 4th chapter, 13th verse says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Today, I want to talk about desire. Why is it that we all have such a strong desire to change, to improve, to become better on purpose? It's because every Christian wants more than anything to experience God's perfect will, God's purpose, God's plan, and God's promise for their life. I love the verse in Jeremiah, the 29th chapter, 11th verse, where God says, I know the thoughts I think toward you, thoughts of peace, not evil, to give you a future and a hope. Then I noticed that in the New International Version, God says, I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you. One version uses thoughts, while the other uses plans. So I went into prayer, I thought and meditated, and I believe God shared with me, it's not one or the other. It's one that leads to the other. It's my thoughts that lead to my plans. God is trying to tell us that these two things go hand in hand. When we understand God's thoughts, then we begin to experience God's plan. It's God's thoughts that lead to God's plan and purpose for our life. You see, your thought life is the gateway to your purpose. The main gateway to God's plan for your life starts with God's thoughts for your life, which are found in God's Word. Renewing your mind to God's way of thinking leads, guides, and carries you into God's plan. So join me on this amazing journey of transformation through the renewing of your mind. And instead of trying to find the perfect will of God, expect the perfect will of God to find you. To learn more about how you can find and live in great faith for God, email me at bebetteronpurpose@gmail.com. Thank you so much for being with me today here at Passion for Purpose. I hope and pray that this podcast has blessed you. And if it has, please share this podcast with your family and your friends. Well, until we're together again, I hope and pray that you be better on purpose and find your passion for your purpose.